everyone, my name is Casey, and I did a case study on a student. His name is John. He is 5 years old. He is in kindergarten and he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder through early intervention at the age of 3.5. In the classroom, John has the inability to function effectively because of impairment in physical and emotional functioning. John has outbursts in the classroom. He has poor peer relationship, which is not in John's control. John also has a rough time with transitional periods throughout the day. He can have outbursts at any moment and any time during the day. It could be in the middle of the lesson. It could be whenever during the day. He has a rough time with his transitional periods. Moving, if something is out of routine, let's just say there's an assembly or the lesson takes longer than usual. He gets very anxious and that could cause an outburst, but again, that is not in his control. John's strengths are he's a very bright student. He loves learning in class. He is great with shapes and numbers. He also loves completing art projects and being creative with his work in any which way he can. His challenges are he's very disorganized, poor judgment of time, and after some time of working, he needs to take a break, and then he can go back and continue completing his classwork. His problem-solving skills are a challenge for him as well in terms of lessons, academics, and socially. Socially is a really big key with a challenge with John. Therefore, in some of my lessons with John, I love to do turn and talk during my lessons so he could talk to someone new. Even if it's just a couple of words, it's him being more social with new people. He also has a visual schedule on his desk that's laminated and taped on his desk so he knows the routine of the day, and it's Monday through Friday, so his specials are put in there and everything else that John needs is put on his desk so that he knows. I also have, I know the routine is going to be different for the day, either myself or a teacher assistant would go to John in the morning in the beginning of the day and explain to him the schedule is going to be different, and in that case I usually write up a new schedule for John so he can have that visually. So as he's working, he can realize what's coming next and what he's going to have to change to. When I said that he's a poor judgment of time, he thinks that things are going by so much quicker than they are, and that makes him very anxious and other things. Therefore, this is why we give him breaks if he needs it. So I did my lesson on self-portrait, which the students are going to be able to create an All About Me book. The All About Me book looks like this. It has many different pages. Another page, like this is the first page. The students are going to be able to complete the sentence, and then they're going to be able to write. And then they can draw a picture of themselves. Then another page, for example, says, here's my family, and the students are going to be able to create their books by writing in prompts and drawing visual and drawing pictures of themselves or their family or their favorite color and so forth. The students will be able to be creating a book, and they also be conversing with ideas about a story. We are going to read a story. The first thing we're going to do, the teacher will call the students to come to or myself, or will call the students to come to the carpet, and they will sit in their spots at the carpet, and the teacher will explain to the students they're going to create a picture book about themselves. The teacher will then explain to the students that the teacher is going to read a read aloud called What I Like About Me to the class. During the read aloud, the teacher will ask questions about the story in between the pages. The students will listen to the read aloud and answer questions throughout by raising their hand. After the read aloud, the students will watch a short video on the book, What I Like About Me. I love to add videos into my lessons. They're very engaging and they're very visual. For young students, technology is something that they could relate to. In the video, there will be questions, and this is an interactive video again. So in the video, it will play on the smartboard, and the students will be able to, it'll start playing, and there will be questions or comments, and the students will be able to come up to the smartboard with a marker and answer the questions, or play a game, or do whatever the video is telling them to do. The teacher will then show the students their All About Me books and what they're going to look like with the different pages. The teacher will then put the smartboard on, and the teacher will draw a picture. So I will draw a picture of myself on the smartboard and ask the students, who do you think this is? And they will answer and say me or whoever they think it is. Then I will ask the students to come up to the board, raise their hand and come up to the board and draw a picture of themselves as an example of what they're going to be able to do in their All About Me books, in their picture books. The teacher will then put the All About Me book under the dock camera for the class to see. The teacher will then complete the first page as an example together, which is the prompt, my name is, and then the box for the picture. By using the word wall, in my classroom I have a word wall that has many words on it. Anything that we've done in a story or all the children's sight words, all these words have gone on to our word wall. By using the word wall, the teacher will point to the words the students will be able to write in the prompt together. The students will be able to watch as the teacher is modeling the first page to comprehend what they need to complete. The word wall is also used for practicing spelling. The students, during any activity, not just this lesson, could go up to the word wall and point out words and see how to spell different words in any case scenario. The teacher will now call on students to complete a different page. I will call for volunteers to come up, and you can pick any page in the book, and we're going to complete it together. The student will come to the board and choose a different page. The student will orally explain the prompt. Like, for example, one of the pages says, my favorite food is. The student will be able to read, my favorite food is, and then the class will complete this page together. The students will be able to sound out words like that word favorite. The students will be able to see the letters and be able to, together as a whole class, sound them out. And the teacher will now the students will go back to their seats, and the teacher will hand out an All About Me book to all the class. The teacher will instruct the students to complete the prompts on their own All About Me books and then draw the pictures. In some cases, if I see the students are struggling, it's okay for the students to draw a picture first and then complete their writing, so they know they're trying to see what they're writing about. It's to end the lesson. For the closing lesson, the teacher will now call the students back to the carpet with their All About Me books on their lap. The teacher will ask the students to volunteer to tell the class what words they use from the word wall in their book. Therefore, the students will refer back to the word wall, and they will be able to explain to the teacher what words they used in their book. The teacher will then ask the students to volunteer to read one of their pages to the class. Before the teacher collects the All About Me books, as that's what she's using as an assessment, as a final assessment, the students will be able to turn and talk to each other as a social part to explain to each other what they wrote about in their book, what's their favorite food, their favorite color, how old they are, and so forth. Then the teacher will collect the All About Me books. I just want to include the modifications and accommodations that I made for John was, like I said in the beginning, the teacher or the teacher's assistant will go to John and explain what the daily schedule is, and they'll be able to tell his routine. So if he needs to transition at a different point in time, he knows ahead of time what is going on. John will also be allowed to draw pictures first before writing, because creativity and art is his specialty. So if he gets frustrated, drawing pictures first is totally fine. And as for social skills, John will be placed in seats according to his social skills and what students he is sociable with to turn and talk with someone. I always put John with someone that he knows or that he becomes friends with or associates with, so that he's more comfortable socially talking, because that is not one of his strengths. And I feel like these accommodations really helped John throughout this lesson, and for them to be able to create this All About Me book, which was really helpful. All right, I hope you enjoyed my lesson. Thanks.